Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bessie Beneath in our debt-free farm challenge. Loaded up in here. We are in early spring, and it is kind of early in the morning. Okay, we're going to have an early start to the day. Finished out that contract, and we've got $27,000 in the bank. Got plenty of work to do. Sowing, oh my gosh. I am not, sorry buddy, not going to sow potatoes. That is a farce. Not going to make near that much money after we buy all the taters up. More taters, nope, we're not doing that one. Go back to cultivating, we're definitely not plowing. Plowing is for suckers. Not going to plow one iota, but we might just cultivate field 42. I know it's kind of big, but what the hey? What the hey? Go ahead and do it, right? 42. Field 27. That one at. Ooh, that one's weird shaped. Hey, Will, Michael, Anthony, James, how is everybody doing tonight? We're going to need some fuel. That's what we're going to need. Fuel up here. Get up there. Mexico Garage. Hey, Robert. Hey, Paul. We've got more fuel usage enabled because you know what? Not going into debt is not hard enough. We're going to basically be burning through fuel like there's no tomorrow. And we've got just 2 engine hours, 2 hours on the engine, and we've already down below half a tank. Oh, we've had a lot of rain here too. Don't have any idea how much rain we've actually had. Had a fair bit. Alright, this is going to take us a little while. Walk around and take a look. Kind of like this shop setup. Kind of interesting. So the shop definitely doesn't have hours. Shop is always open. And we also have slower refueling in. There's also another mod, so we don't only just burn through fuel faster, it takes longer to fill up. Got a quarter tank left to go. And that's the field we're going to be doing. Let's go ahead and open up the gate while we're waiting. Well, the gate over here. So tomorrow on the channel, we're going to be going back to Surviving the Aftermath. That's a colony builder, city builder, survival-ish type game. Recently came out with a new update and introduced some new gameplay elements. Hey, Scooter's Workbench. All right, and then Monday, we're going to start a new recorded series. $100 in fuel. It's going to cost me $300 a day stream in fuel costs. Not that big of a deal. We'll make all that money back, but still, $300 a day in fuel. I don't know how realistic that is or would be. Typically, you're going to burn through a tank of gas, tank of fuel, over the course of probably a good day and a half of work, I would guess. Trying to think back on 30 plus years of history, what we did with the tractors. I mean, we'd always fuel up whenever we left the farm. Really didn't leave tractors out in the field overnight. I don't know, $300 seems a little expensive. What's up, Southern Lady? Oh, this field has poles in the middle of it. I forget if this map has collisions on these poles or not. We will find out. It is a little odd. Our live stream series and our recorded series, obviously we're both starting them fairly close together. So they're both going to be in spring for now. I do see the live stream series progressing a little bit slower than the recorded series. It won't be in sidestep as far as the seasons that we are in for long. We're definitely experiencing completely different weather in two series. This one is running the default geo. I didn't add any geos. Whereas recorded series, we're going to be running a tropical geo. We're going to have wet tropical weather. Tune in Monday around noon Eastern time. the release of the first video on that. There's a couple other games coming out within the next week and a half that have piqued my interest a little bit. I did put a poll in the community channel, community tab of the channel yesterday, seeking input as to what folks be interested in seeing. They are both a little bit outside the norm of the channel. Both things that I'm somewhat interested in. Well, that's kind of the litmus test of how do I not have access to this land? That is kind of the litmus test of what games I put into the channel is basically games I'm interested in. There's been some folks that have requested Flight Sim 2020 from Microsoft. I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's $60, kind of expensive, and two, I don't really know much about Flight Sim. So it'd be more like look at the pretty landscape sim. But from what I understand, it can be as arcadey or as realistic as you want. Hey Bradley, what's up? Another game that has piqued my interest a little bit is Train Sim World 2. So I did do some Train Sim 2020 in the channel a while back. Didn't do a whole lot of it, but I did do a little bit of it. And Train Sim World looked a lot better than Train Sim 2020 did. And now there's Train Sim World 2 that they're coming out with. Seems to have maybe a different engine, maybe some different overall underlying aspects of the game that really merited it being a completely new iteration. So that's got some interest. And then I guess the most eclectic title that I put in there was Project Cars 3. Got Project Cars 1 and messed around with it some. I've had it for a while. Never really did anything with it. Got Project Cars 2. Messed around with it some more. Never really put anything in the channel with it. But, yeah, I kind of like the racing games. Kind of like the driving games in general. Like it had a lot of diversity. Looked kind of interesting. But it's hard to deny that Flight Sim 2020 is, I mean, it seems, visually it looks to be amazing. Be a marvel of technology implementation to do what they're doing with importing live weather data for the region that you're flying in, importing live weather traffic weather traffic, air traffic for the region that you're in. So you would see planes that are actually flying in that area, basically live streaming down. And now this is where your internet connection is probably going to be, your mileage may vary based on internet connection. Sounds like they're also going to be streaming in live terrain data and other data to basically fill in the scene, if you will. Kind of opening up the edge of the maps, or the edge of the field here. I'll start making straight passes. Actually, might as well do a little straight pass. And the videos that I've seen for the folks that have, early access to it, that have shown kind of the graphical differences from like low, medium, high, and super ultra. And medium looks outstanding. Medium looks amazing, let alone high and ultra. I mean, at high and ultra, really the differences I think are like how the shadows are casted and modeled, and a little more finer detail on things. But if that level of detail is really worth the cost in frames, that's the question. One thing for it to look awesome. It's another thing for it to run well. And if it absolutely looks awesome, but it only runs at like 20 frames, %. So if we do that cultivating contract, 98. $38. I don't know, we might do field 38 next. Or Only planting our potatoes at the moment. I guess I'll just stick with cultivating until maybe mid-spring. By that point in time, should hopefully be some good sowing contracts. I'll get rid of the cultivator and buy a seeder. Who else has taken up this attempted challenge or gameplay style? Have picked it up. What map are you doing it on? Curiosity Rover is curious. What'll be more lucrative is the cash cow is going to be fertilizing. That's the cash cow. I'm really just buying time for fertilizing contracts. Hey Darren, what's up? I mean, have you all who's been bitten by the potato seeding contracts? You know, they look like they pay out a lot of money, but those potatoes, they go fast. And imagine the baling. I mean, we're going to have tons of baling contracts. Lots of grass contracts. It's going to be good because when we finally invest in cows, we'll have free silage bales, basically. You've lost money. Yeah, also avoid potato harvest contract. Potato harvest contracts are they'll pay out a fortune, but man, they will take forever. Hey, thanks for the sub, Danny Lowe. Ah, 1958 equipment. Are you buying it at 1958 prices? Buying it even cheaper? I guess with inflation, might be more. It might cost you more to buy a used tractor than to buy that tractor new in 1958 prices. I don't know. They just make stuff up. Hey Mouse, what's up? So I've been thinking about the streaming schedule for this debt-free farm challenge, and I thought, you know what? What if we stream this Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? It's 3 days a week. What if we stream this Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? We're going to put out the South Island Farm recorded series Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That gives you farm sim content either recorded or live streamed Monday through Saturday. Right? And then we're going to have American Truck Sim content on Tuesday, Thursdays. We're going to have SnowRunner content on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we're going to do the Surviving the Aftermath on Sundays for the foreseeable future. So is that enough content for you guys or not? I mean, if it isn't, well, too bad. It's enough for me. That would be a challenge for Darren. Play vanilla game. No editing allowed. But you know, for the folks that are comfortable in Giants Editor and Blender and other things, hard not to tinker, right? Hard not to tinker. Think to yourself, you know, it'd look better if it did this. Or I'd like it if this was like that. I'll tell you what, I am no tinkerer. In fact, when you see what I did on South Island Farm, that was a stretch. I really don't like placing buildings. Really don't like landscaping. I'd much rather just boot a map up and just have at it. It just looks weird having cotton. This is a British map. Well, it's not so much play it the way the modder intended it. It's more like I just don't have the vision to really say, oh, well, you know, if I move this around and that, it's just like, yeah, it's how it is. You know, some folks want to rearrange their house, want to rearrange their living room, want to rearrange their home office every couple months. I'd be perfectly fine, just set it and forget it, and that's how it is. Hey James, what's up? Next flight, you flying out somewhere? Be interested to see what this map looks like in autumn with all these trees scattered around. Oh, Sadly, what Stone Valley BGA pays out 1.5 times. Is that a comment related to the silage bales I was talking about? Oh, potatoes. 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 So, guess we don't own the BGA here, so we don't see what the potatoes bring. I don't know if pellets are going to be worth it. I mean, pellets are expensive. If you're doing debt-free, pellets are expensive. 400,000. How big was this contract? Holy cow! You had 400,000 potatoes after the contract was complete. Yeah, in 2 weeks. There's no way that's East Coast. Is that the 4X iteration of Stone Valley? Hey James, what's up? Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, if Simply Safe Mods gets South Island Farm updated on, released on Monday, then that puts it releasing the same day as the first video of South Island Farm. That'll be a nice tickler to get downloads of the map. The map's gone through just a few changes since we did the live stream earlier this week. Got some enhancements already added to it. I'd imagine 6 hours. 2 harvesters, oh my gosh. Never again. Right, you're probably like, man, that is not worth the money. Hey, Gamer the Gamer, what's up? Gaming as always, no doubt. Gamer's got a game, it's in his name. Are those the freebies for August? I'll tell you, if you're on PC and you missed out on the epic giveaway on Thursday, man, I feel for you. Epic released, or on Thursday, they released for free for 24 hours Total War Saga Troy, which is a brand new game. Just came out Thursday. You had 24 hours to pick it up for FREE. You were 24 hours and 1 minute late to the party. Well, you got it for $50. That was an epic giveaway for sure. I picked it up, even though honestly I don't have much intention of ever playing it. But you know what? Pad that game library. You never know. Never know. Y'all don't know, go over to, if you're on PC, go over to Epic Games every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern. They drop a couple games for free. Sometimes the titles aren't so hot, but sometimes the titles are pretty decent. If anything, you can pad out your catalog, and you might find something that's just worth playing one day when you're bored out of your skull. Hey, Awesome Gamer, what's up? TV in the house. Are you playing Total War Saga Troy Edition? I mean, you said you were going to call out sick Thursday, every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. They're free for a week, so you can go there any day after Thursday and pick up the week's free games. Troy was the only free for a day. Now you have to wait till Tuesday. Eating, well, what'd you cook us supper? What'd you cook for us? Yeah, I had leftover Chinese for lunch. I had leftover Chinese for dinner. And, well, it's all gone now, so I have to figure something else out for them. Alright, is there a collision? No, there's not. Hey, Michael, Lars, Thor, Ramusen. We'll just call you Michael. How you doing tonight? Good morning. You must be on the other side of the planet. Oh, $10, $12. I think I picked up, pretty sure I picked up San Andreas as a free title when I did the Red Dead Redemption 2 pre-order. I picked that up. I picked up, oh, let me see here. I got lost something here. Rockstar. So yeah, I picked up Denmark. That's close enough to the other side of the planet. How is the weather in the Denmark? Oh, I really hate these captchas. Then I never remember my password. -30 degrees Celsius is hot. And when they ask you for a motorcycle picture and they show you a scooter, that shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, so I picked up Max Payne as a pre-order title way back then. Picked up, San Andreas, and then L.A. Noir. So that one's really interesting me. If good old Southern lady is still watching, she used to play the heck out of that, and it was fun to watch. So add that to the titles of things that maybe I'll eventually play. Hey, Massey fan, you should be excited because that's what we own. Yeah, we weren't nowhere as close to that today. We were wet and cool. Wet, cool, but humid as all get out. Humid as all get out. Hey, Quiet Hitman, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. How is the weather up in the Canada? Road trip. Road trip to Iowa. Been wet down in North Carolina with all of the storms moving through. Yeah, see, I bet in Denmark you really don't have probably air conditioning isn't a thing that's in lots of places or lots of houses. So those high temps really do factor in. Oh, you're going to go to the cat plant. Question is, will we have to cultivate those two little areas, get done all of these big runs. I'll tell you, it might sound a little backwards. I'm a firm believer that if you want to cool down, take a hot shower. Nice, steamy hot shower. Get out, you dry off. On some shorts and a t-shirt. And, yeah, you'll feel a lot cooler. When I look at it, hot, wet, the hot shower gets you nice and hot, gets you a little sweaty actually in the shower. But it opens up those pores so that then you can cool off. You can cool off. Cold shower is going to close that skin up, close those pores up, and basically trap the heat in. At least that's my thought process. This is the 7726. So it was the right price for the right horsepower. Money that we had left over. We're at 69%. But what is going on in the farm sim world? Everybody knows about. I'm not from Iowa, no. The gamer, no. This is Bessie beneath names in the title. Is available over at the Farm Sim 19 website or the in-game mod hub. This is a PC map though. There are no Farm Sim DLC maps. At least not yet. We'll have to wait till November to get the Alpine expansion to get a DLC map. Bradley, I have no idea, but I can guess that, well, it's not passing testing for whatever reasons. Well, the map never should have been released. And it was only released for a period of about 3 hours. So anyone that's out there playing it on PC, well, they get what they deserve because the map was pulled because it was broken. And most of the folks that are downloading it off the sites that rip off Giants Mod Hub for the purpose of getting their own profits by rehosting these mods and basically putting ads on the mods and so forth. So, quite frankly, they get what they deserve by downloading it. In my opinion, anyone that's playing it and putting it up on YouTube is doing it for the mere fact of just trying to get views. Just a view magnet is all they're putting it up there for. They're not showing the map in any good light. They should have the decency of waiting until it's properly released, properly tested, and hopefully properly vetted so it's not a big load of poop. And if you watched the premiere of the video that I did last night for the new map that came out, you'll see what passes for Giants quality. And the fact that the Millennial Farmer map got pulled from the Giants Mod Hub means that it's even more broke than the maps that they actually do release. So that's enough of that little rant. I'm not a console gamer, so no, I will not be spending money on a PS5 or Xbox. We are at 79%. So it looks like I'm going to have to cultivate at least one side of this area on either side of the store. I don't see these 6 passes that we're about to do. It's going to take us to 20% completion. Yeah, maybe. We'll do this side over here. Bigger. Keep an eye out for it saying contract complete. We will move on. Take a look at our finances screen. We earned $6,400 yesterday in income. Of course, we spent $472,000 after factoring in the income we earned back. Bought $300 worth of fuel today. Be nice to earn another $6,000 in contract income today. I guess, I mean, supposedly that it's going to play your PS4 stuff, right? So if you've got physical PS4 games that you might want to play again, then you're going to need the disc. If you've got junk internet, you're going to want the disc, because you're not going to have to wait half a day to get whatever you just got. That's the way I see it. Now, but we don't know what the costs of these things are going to be, right? Still haven't announced the costs. That we've already burned through a quarter of our tank of fuel. On this field alone. Hey, braided virus, what is up? We are at 86%. We went up a whole 7% with those 3 windrows, 3 passes. Simulated flight, how you doing, everybody? How are you doing? I mean, it's hard to deny the supposed specs of these new consoles. Question is, at what cost? And best I can tell, that's just going to be speculative. I gotta say, at that cost, they're going to be taking a hardware hit for years. They're going to be building these things at a loss for years. Hey, KJ Wiggums, what's up? I'm thinking they're going to be more like 600. 650. Based on the specs. I mean, they can take a loss for some degree, but PTX, how are you doing? Long time no talky talk. Well, that is true. The game, the console tax, if you will. Console tax is a very real thing. Oh, what was the problem with Bucks County? I was thinking a little bit about that later. That the version that you can download now is definitely not the same version that I played. He went and did a lot of things to it, trying to get it on the Giants Mod Hub. That was another map that got kicked out of the Giants Mod Hub. But quite frankly, it had some interesting issues. Darren helped me work through when I was doing that series. You mean games for the current ones? Probably not. I mean, once the new ones hit, and the specs are so far different. I'm thinking you're probably not going to see too many you're not going to probably see any AAA titles show up on the old platform. Just because the specs are so different. Anything that's been designed to run on the new ones and take advantage of the new ones is going to be probably isn't going to run very well. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he has those on his, what, Google Drive or whatever? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, his maps have been, Oxygen David's maps have kind of not been released in parity on console and PC for a while, right? I mean, what was that map that was released toward the end of 17? Never showed up for console. I think it might be on console now for 19. It just never showed up in 17. Is Sandy Bay out on console yet? Or is it still hanging out there PC only? sometimes you think, has he abandoned his philosophy on console support in lieu of the gimmicks? I guess Sandy Bay is out because the map doesn't have the speed camera. Then we're going to go to 38 next. Well, the only thing that should be missing is the speed camera and maybe the Maze Plus support. I mean, the flooded field, or the flooded road, the changing road texture based on season, that's all built into seasons. That should not shouldn't be limited to PC. Oh, I don't know. I've yet to have any desire to figure out how Maze Plus works. It seems like it's just overly complex with 4 different types of silage and completely changing around animal food requirements. I don't know about limited. Console's got tons of maps compared to 17. Tons. Tons. You went back and you looked in the Giants Mod Hub and you counted up the number of maps that were released for 17. Okay? Bet you it would be somewhere around 24 to 30 for console. That's just a guess. Bet you if you pull up 19 and you search for maps, you're probably well over that. You're way over total mods released in 19 for console versus total mods released in 19 for console. Way over that. I did the math one day a couple weeks ago. Are you starting it on Bucks County, or is that something different? Don't fold up. What farm are you doing on Bucks County? You're doing the starting cow farm? Well, Riley, we got multiple maps daily if you factor in all the stuff released everywhere else other than the Mod Hub. Yeah, there's been a lot of maps show up in the mod hub just for PC. Now, I'd argue that probably most of them aren't worth playing. If you just want to count numbers, yeah. Hunting Sim 2. Huh. Never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know why that map wasn't on console. I didn't really see any reason why it couldn't be. Couldn't be. Hey, Grizz, what's up? Well, what makes Sandy Bay interesting for a debt-free farm challenge is that aren't all the farms basically free? I mean, if you do start from scratch, but if you can buy, isn't the hunk of land that's associated with all the farms basically all tied together at no cost or something? I mean, if you like Lone Oak, right? I think Lone Oak has all of the farms tied into one viable land. I don't remember. I mean, I did the Sandy Bay video back when it came out on PC, and I haven't looked at it since. I shouldn't have dragged you away from No Man's Land. Although that would be an awful difficult map to do a challenge like this on, because there's no contract. There is no potential of making any money other than forestry. You would be basically running at a loss with your property maintenance and vehicle running costs for a good chunk of the year before you had any measurable profit from your own farming. Oh, what's your issue with Midtown? Is it not loading up? I mean, in the end, it's whatever map you want, right? You want to play Sandy Bay, then go for it. If it interests you. For me, it never really drew me in. Hey, Cat Dragon, how you doing? And James, if you want, I mean, you could always get your feet wet on the Discord multiplayer Midtown. Don't have that server up and running. This is the contractor yard over here. Oh, indeed, the Cooverland DLC. I think somebody left a comment in last stream's video on how to pronounce it. Maybe it was in chat. I don't remember. Hey, David. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Sunday. How's the weather down under? Hey, RC, what's up? Well, it's not a new map. I mean, we did a stream on it the other night. It'll be our streaming map for a while. Yeah, we've had rain, go away, and don't bother ever coming back. We've had like flash flood warnings every day for the last like week and a half, it feels like. Don't fold up. Are the land prices balanced on this map? Well, let's take a look. Take a look. Lots of grass, lots of arable land. 38. 8 acres, 185,000. Oops. 5 acres, 119,000. 19 grand. 153. 93,000. 156,000. I don't think they're too terrible bad. Hey, Patty, what's up? Well, you should be able to go into the map and change the field prices. Change the base field price to reflect a different price factor. I don't remember where to go on in the map to look at the price factor, but yeah, on PC you can definitely go in and adjust the price factor how you want. What's my preferred style of map is basically the map that just appeals to me. So basically it's whatever draws me in. Usually British maps don't draw me in that much. Usually. I mean, the map we're starting on Monday in a recorded series is a Rolling Hills Island map. That's got a South Pacific geo associated with it. So it's hot and wet. Kind of no man's land-ish in the fact that you've got to plow up your fields. Basically the whole map, or almost the whole map, is grass with viable areas. So I kind of like maps that have various farm options that you can buy. Definitely prefer that you be able to sell off any existing sleep triggers and put down your own. Or better yet, when you buy a farm, it has a sleep trigger that's associated with it. Shows up. I like maps that don't have massive fields. This map's nice. It's got some bigger fields. Most of the fields are pretty manageable. Manageable with medium-ish equipment. Well, look. You mean this? Doormat? Well, you would. I can only have one, but you put it down, you walk up to it, and you hit R to sleep. So it's a placeable sleep trigger if you're on a map that doesn't have a sleep trigger. So some maps don't have sleep triggers for whatever reason. Possibly because the map author's like, you know what, I'm not going to put a sleep trigger in. So put your own down. No, you just put it wherever you want. Put it at the corner of a field that you own if you want. Some maps like this map have a sleep trigger you can't get rid of. Means if you're playing on a farm other than the starting farm, you got to go to the starting farm to sleep. It's annoying. So, like if we go to the garage here, you see the whopping 3 things we own. Sleep trigger is not one of them. Means I can't sell sleep trigger that's on the map. Means I can't move it. So I much prefer maps where you have the ability to sell the sleep trigger if one already exists, and then put it down wherever you want it, or just flat out doesn't have one, because there's plenty of sleep triggers you can put down yourself. Yeah, I mean there's a sleep trigger that's a pair of boots. Way back in the day, Darren did a sleep trigger that was a tent. And a little camping tent. Way back in the day. Surprised he doesn't make a sleep trigger manhole cover. Then you could call it the Apocalypse Bunker sleep trigger. Yeah. Yeah, there's a new sleep trigger, which is basically a chair and a table. So a good placeable sleep trigger is small, inexpensive, and in theory, the doormat you would put it at, put it at the entry of any building that you own. Yeah, I did the Valley of the Old Farm in 17 on a multiplayer server. I actually looked at that map for this challenge, but decided against it. If I was going to do that map with this challenge, I was going to buy the farm that's in town. Hey, just put it down. You don't need it. I mean, if you want to put it down in the corner of a field, go right ahead. This needs to be on viable land that you own. I mean, if you put down a placeable car, and put down the placeable sleep trigger next to the car, then you could be sleeping in the car if you wanted. Whatever works for you. I don't know. I mean, we've only seen a small portion so far, but skipping rows because it's faster. So I can basically keep moving forward. As opposed to stopping and turning around and then heading back the exact same, or the next path. See, when we get to the end of this row, we can just pick it up, whip it around, and just head right back. We don't have to change direction. And with guided steering, we don't have to worry about skipping any parts. 77%. See, here we are. We're coming up to the end. We'll pick it up. Lock it in place and get on back going the other direction. Really, the only reason I stopped there was because that tree was in the way. The only reason I came back down here as opposed to working up there is because of how the field was. I would have to drive further before I flipped. End of the row, we just pick her up, her down a little bit, flip her around, lock it in, cruise control, drive it back down. Meanwhile, you're still backing up, stopping, turning, lining up, and we're way up here. One, we could set cruise down to 9 or 10. That way when we picked up the implement, we didn't, take off super fast. Probably do this row and part of the next row before we're at 100%. And let's see, which one are we going to do after this? 8, 4, over there, 42. 42 is awful enticing, but it's big boy. This will do 98. Hey, Chris, what's up? '98 will take us to a different area of the map too, so fun. Perfect timing. How do we get to 98? Guess we gotta come down here. Make our way around. What? Yeah, you crazy drivers. Crazy drivers. Alright, so we should have a road turn off here. Whoa, whoa, narrow, narrow, narrow. Oh, maybe this isn't how you get up there. We'll figure it out. One of those hidden fields you can't get to. Road down there. No. This is a field you have to traverse through other fields to get to. Either way, we're here. Either way, we made it. Oh, so this is, oh yeah, this is the map that had those, so there's a few fields on this map where there's just random little blue cultivators just sitting on the edge of the field. That field over there is one of them. Yeah, it looks like this field has no direct access. There you can see the cultivator, and that's kind of off the map edge, not a playable field. Hold on. Map boundary wall there. So the map has some pretty good, yeah, map boundaries. Like all of that's off the edge of the map. Then it transitions to distant scenery. Bull's coming to, what's RF? Meaning F. Oh, leaving. I don't know what RF is. Yes. I was reading some of the change notes on Hoff, and I kind of stopped because it was a big list. I think I remember seeing something about bulls. I figured you meant FS, but when I look at the keyboard, it's like RF. That's nowhere as close to FS. Yeah, I was reading about it the other day. So he's got the beta up. No, I don't know. Hey Ethan, what's up? So our goal was to make 6,200 bucks again. $6,400 yesterday. We're at 5,500 right now, and we'll be at 60. We'll be making more money today by completing this contract. Good to see. Field 4. Off camera, I might go up and do field 4 because we've got 12 more minutes of the stream tonight. It is almost 4 o'clock game time. I think there will be enough time to do this field 4, and then when we come back for the next stream, we'll be in day 3 of early spring. We are running 9-day season, so it'll be the last day of early spring. And hopefully tomorrow, yeah, game day tomorrow. What's the temperatures? Everything is still cold. 39 degree ground temp. Check the weather. Rain overnight. Wednesday is not looking so hot for increased ground temps. Thursday, mid-spring, air temps are going to jump. We should have decent ground temps come mid-spring. Man, rain. We have late spring, rain, sun. Of course, uncertainty probability is pretty high over here. To this side of the map, we've got some more trees over here. I'd say I wouldn't give up on the map for having a low number of trees. Just the area that we were at, they had cleared out a good number of them. The one thing that I think this map really has going for it is the terrain. Varied terrain. Oh, thanks for the super chat there, Cat Dragon. Well, thanks for that. Glad they have helped you out. There's the, I think that's the BGA over there. Yeah, that's the biogas plant over there. Our farm is more in that direction. And like I said, tomorrow night we're going to be on Surviving the Aftermath. Temporarily blanked out on the name. Tomorrow night we'll be doing Survival Sundays on Surviving the Aftermath. That just got a new update. Still in early access, but just got a new update. Completely new method of starting the game. So once again, we're going to reboot, start a new game save, and see how the start of your colony now works with Surviving the Aftermath. Monday night, or Monday in the day, in the channel, we will be releasing the start of a new recorded series on South Island Farm, which, if all works out, will also be released on Monday. If everything works out. No guarantee on that, but just in case it does. That'll be some interesting timing. And then, of course, Tuesday will be the continuation of our Pony Express American Truck Sim roleplay series, as well as some more SnowRunner on the DLC Amandra map. And Tuesday night, we'll be back on this map doing more Debt-Free Farm Challenge. That's kind of the schedule for the next several days as far as being in the channel. Oh, Bradley, don't worry about it. Show your support by watching the stream, watching the videos. It's all fine and dandy. We've been carving up the fields all across the map the last 2 days. We've earned ourselves $12,000. Doing a really good job on staying profitable. Be able to put that money toward decent seeder operation. Get to doing the seeding contracts. Because we'll be able to sell this $29,000 and add that to the 32 grand that we have. You need to hold back some money for seed. Won't be able to afford that. We won't be able to afford that. Not yet. By the skin of our skin teeth, we would need $68,500, right? $8,400 to buy that. And we would need money for seed. We're not gonna, well, we can lease it. Lease it. That just might be what we do. Might lease that. Well, leasing's not off the table. eyeballed the cultivator because I figured that based on the number of hours we were going to put on it, it was going to cost us less to buy it and then sell it back. Cultivator was $37,500 to buy. Okay, and if we can sell it for $29, means that we basically have lost $8,000, right? Well, so we've used it. How long have we used it? Got 5 hours on it so far. So 5 hours, 5 times $787. Plus 2 days, 375 plus 375, plus the initial lease of 190, 112 minus 375, right? So basically our lease cost on this would have been about $6,200 at this point. So it would have been better to have leased it at this point. But we're still not done putting hours on it. So I think it's kind of a flip-flop on this cultivator, depending on how much value this loses over the next few usage hours. Doesn't really lose much more value over the next, let's say, 2 hours of usage, but our lease cost would go up $1,400. Then we're kind of near break even. So that's where it kind of is. You know, how long do you plan on owning it? No, we only own grass fields, so we don't plan on plowing up the grass at this point. So the only reason I'm using this cultivator is for contracts. So when cultivation contracts dry up, cultivator's out of here. We're not going to need it for a whole year. What cedar can we buy? Can't get that. Let's get that one. That's 6 meters. $68,000. 6 meters. This is dirt cheap. At 4 meters, definitely afford that. And since we're taking the stance that we're not going to use implement mods, we can't go find a nice, cheap, big cedar, bigger cedar. We have to use base game equipment or DLCs only. Now, it's too expensive. We don't have money. We have to lease it, though. We can lease it. That route. %. I did that one. Add another $4,200 to my bank. We're going to be at 33. We're going to be at 34,000 when this job is done. Add another 4 grand to that. We'll be at 36. $38,000. Sell this cultivator for about $9,000. I'm gonna put us at 8, 9, 7, 4, $67,000, and we can afford it because that's 50. Gonna have to lease it. Pretty sure we're gonna have to lease that. Just fine. Fine. So the big money's going to be in the fertilizing contracts. That's where we're going to make our money. Need to stay solvent until fertilizing happens. Then we'll be rolling in the dough. Alright guys, so that is going to do us for the night. Like I said just a few minutes ago, tune back in tomorrow night. We'll be on Surviving the Aftermath. Not Farm Sim. It's kind of a colony builder, survival game, a world exploring game. It hits a lot of check boxes for a lot of different interesting things. Tune in for that. It's in early access. Just got an update. A whole new way of starting the game. We'll be doing that tomorrow night. And until next time, happy farming.